There's a big shift coming. From being manager to heel wrestler, so people weren't supposed to like me for 7 years. All of a sudden, it was just bam. From the second that I was entering the world, I was meant to be a WWE superstar.
Dare I say, you were meant to be a world champion.
That is something I still want. I think people might be a little afraid.
The United States Championship seemed like a really emotional thing for you.
When I was walking up the ramp with it, that's when it hit me. This is my first singles title. I hate crying, but that moment and Backlash were the two that I just let it go.
Backlash, was the plan for you to come out with the flag?
They didn't know that, but I knew that. I want to be a walking Puerto Rican flag.
The dream's to be a wrestler, and they're telling you to be a manager.
I had some weird feeling that it was going to come regardless.
And the ability to cut promos week in and week out.
That's something I'm trying to do now. It's built up so much. If I talk to anybody, their ancestors are going to feel it.
What's your favorite promo you've cut?
Ooh, that's a good question.
One last sip. What flavor is this?
Strawberry.
It's very bright.
Yeah, it's like the only thing that's bright on my...
I wasn't sure what color hair you'd come in here with.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, you mix it up a lot.
You know what? I haven't been for a while. Like, I don't know if people realize
it was red like not long ago.
Mm-hmm. It's been half red and half white for a while.
Yeah.
And that's like my Todoroki phase. But I just started adding in black.
So, but we've got, what went into this decision?
Me losing the title.
That's,
yeah. It's, I don't know. Feels like a different, like, era. Feels like a different part of me now, in a way.
What's this phase of you then?
A much more ruthless side of me that I feel like has been wanting to come out for a while.
Okay.
Because I also feel like Zelina's been held down for quite a bit. You know, especially like being a babyface. Like when I was a heel, I got to say whatever I wanted. Can I curse on here? By the way,
you can say whatever you want.
So I was like, let me check before I start saying shit. But I am like, she's been held down as a babyface, especially when it comes to like the mic, because you hear all the time, "Oh my God, Zelina was so much better as a heel." Blah blah blah. It's because I could say whatever the fuck I wanted, and no one like batted an eye. They're just like, "Oh, that's Zelina being Zelina," but as a babyface, it was like, oh, you don't want to sound like a heel. You don't want to talk like that. You don't want to be saying this. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. But now I have a reason to be mad. And now I have a reason to talk the way I want to talk to whoever I want to talk to.
The United States Championship just seemed like it was like a really emotional thing for you. Mm. What were those emotions when you were celebrating?
Well, the day of, like when it actually happened, I think I was just so like in work mode that I wasn't able to grasp what was happening. And then the second I grabbed my face when I was walking up the ramp with it, that's when it kind of hit me. And I was like, oh shit, like this is real right now. Like, yeah, work, stuff and things. And then it was like, oh shit, like this is my first singles title. Like what the hell? Just so happened to be the same time that the commentator's putting that over. So it, yeah, I think that's when it hit me. And I was like kind of blown away by it. And I wasn't expecting to get emotional because I hate crying. I hate it as much as people are like, oh, she's going to cry again. I hate crying. Like I am such like a, so when it was coming out, it's like you kind of fight it a bit, but that moment and Backlash were the two that I just let it go. Was
there a moment earlier in the day when, or maybe earlier in the week when they told you that you were going to win?
No.
Where you were like, it hit you then?
It all hit me kind of then because they told me maybe like an hour or so before the show started.
Oh.
Yeah, because the thing is, Chelsea and I had wrestled each other a bunch prior. So it was like, okay, we're just going to have another match and it's going to be this. But I didn't think anything of it as far as like what the outcome is going to be. I just assumed that she was going over and that's how it was going to go. Until PD pulled me aside and he's like, hey, so by the way, and I'm like, no. And he's like, yeah. And then he kind of got into other things. And I'm like, all right, cool. This match stuff, things. And it didn't register. And then by the time it did, I was already holding it. So I was like, oh God, they didn't even have my side plates ready. Like it wasn't planned. Like it was so, I think it was very spur of the moment for them too. Because they had to like make my side plates. Like it wasn't supposed to go that way.
What was the emotion that hit you as you were going back up the ramp?
Shock. I think I even said, oh shit. I think I was so like, it was in shock, but it was also like excitement and some weird form of fulfillment too. Like I felt like things had finally come like full circle in that moment. Cause I think even the fans were shocked. Like they weren't expecting that either. You can kind of tell by like any of the fan cams or any of the clips that I saw, like this, especially this one clip, this guy was like, yeah, all right, 1, 2, oh my God, so it was cool to see that too. So I think we all kind of were in this moment of shock together in the arena.
It's fun that we're in an era of wrestling now where titles can change hands on a weekly basis. Like there was a long chunk of time where it was on a PLE or nothing.
Yeah.
Now it's like Jey Uso winning on the Intercontinental Championship on Raw, you winning on SmackDown. Like it's just like, it makes you realize you need to tune in every week.
Which I like. I think that's really cool, and it's making it feel different. And you just, I don't know. I like not being able to expect everything. Like sometimes when it becomes, I don't say boring, but it's predictable when okay, this person, this PLE. Okay, well, how they set it up was this person was over on SmackDown beforehand, so then this person's they can kind of figure it out.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's nice that people just can get lost in the moment. Us too.
Chelsea might be the first United States champion, but you are the first American United States champion.
That is true. Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, there's that. I think it's just funny because I even find her hysterical. Like her and the whole group is hysterical that none of them are American. It is the best thing. So yeah, I give her credit. I give her a lot of credit.
So you're the first United States. You're first born. American to hold it. Yeah. United States born. Yeah.
Yeah. United States born, United States champion.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah. That should be a shirt or something. Yeah.
Since you brought it up, what was that moment at Backlash in Puerto Rico? What was that wave of emotion that hit you?
Also very unexpected. It just, because that match wasn't supposed to be about me. It was supposed to be about Rhea. And it was supposed to be like her first title defense. She's going to look like a monster. Like that was the plan. I understood it. Everyone understood that this is what was happening until that night before. And then once I came out with Rey, everybody was all kind of like, oh, this seems like, because that match, let's just say, was supposed to be a lot shorter than what it was. Very, very, very short. And I just remember like after the match with Rey and whatever, mind you, I felt like an 8-year-old again, like in my head, standing next to him. Every time I see him, I get giddy because it's just, I'm like, shit, that's Rey. Like,
who's taller?
Cool. He is taller. He is taller, yeah.
Even with these heels on? These are big.
These are really big. I want to say he still is taller. And even if it's not true, it's true. Yeah.
What's your legit height?
I don't know where this.
You're like whatever it says online.
Well, that's the thing. I don't know how the 5'2" thing came about because I'm like, you have me standing next to Alexa. It is very clear, like who's taller and by how much. So I think she's 5'2", so I'm around 5-ish, maybe on a good day.
Does your height begin with a 5?
I don't know. Maybe.
Would you like it to officially?
Sure, why not?
We've had a lot of people's heights changed on this show on Wikipedia. So,
well, then yeah, it'd be exactly 5 feet if I can put a number on it. It may not be true, but that should be it.
We'll have it fixed for you.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know where this 5'2" thing. It's everywhere though, and I'm like,
wrestling heights, they're inflated.
Yeah, but then it says me and Io are the same height, and I'm like, dude, have you seen us standing next to each other? Come on, like, but yeah, we'll say 5 feet.
So in reality, it might not be, but 5 foot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, especially if I get on a plane, you're even shorter. So
what do you mean?
It shrinks you.
Oh, like it compresses you? Mm-hmm. You're on a lot of planes.
This is true. So hopefully, luckily it doesn't stay like that.
Yeah.
You eventually get back to normal. But yeah, I remember when I had one of my first like tryouts at WWE and they're like, okay, yeah, 4'9". I was like, no, do it again because that's not real. Like, do it again tomorrow. And it wasn't. It changed. So it's a legitimate thing. Yeah.
So back to Backlash, was the plan for you to come out with the flag? Was that all part of the plan?
Yeah. Well, they didn't know that, but I knew that. Like, I was like, I want to be a walking Puerto Rican flag. Like, I've never gotten to wrestle in Puerto Rico. I never got to do it in front of like that specific part of my family that lives out there. So I was like, I want to be a walking Puerto, from the hair to the nails to the shoes to the outfit to the flag. I wanted everything. And yeah, it was just, in my head, I had such a detailed like vision. I was like, I needed Usama to do my gear and the flag. I needed Kendra to do my hair. Like I was very specific on who was working on what. And yeah, it was just, I don't know. Even when I think about it now, it feels like I don't remember exactly how it went, but I do remember the feeling of it. Like I remember feelings. Like I remember like like the lump in my throat, like the hole in my chest, like the sinking feeling in my stomach, and like just not being able to breathe all the way because I was so nervous, you know? So it's those feelings I remember. Or I remember crying. I remember punching Rhea in the face for no reason. And she just like didn't even react. She just, I think, again, and I've said this before, but when she gets into like beast mode, it's just like her eyes are black and she's not there anymore. She's not, you know, herself anymore. She is Rhea, this entity. So I remember like little things like that. I remember obviously the chancla moment with my mom. And I remember I knew I had really bad aim, so I don't know how I hit her. No clue at all. Like, no clue. So it's certain things that I remember, but I also remember like having a conversation with Rey prior, and he was like, "You're always so high strung. Like, breathe, calm down, and right before you go out there, just take another deep breath and just feel it." He's like, "I know you don't like feeling, but just be in it. If you want to be happy, be happy. If you feel like being, you know, sad or angry or whatever, like Zelina's feeling in that moment, let it be amplified out there."
It looked like you felt it.
Oh yeah, I felt it. I feel like everybody like felt it. And it's weird because to this day, that's the only time I can recall Rhea ever getting booed. So it was really just, you know, how passionate those fans were. And I think they, as much as they loved her, they also felt how much it meant to me, which made them go, all right, yeah, like we're rocking with her. So
was the wave of emotion that hit you, was it like, I can't believe I'm here, these are my people, I'm on the island, this is Puerto Rico? Mm-hmm. Was it also like, I've been doing this for so long and I'm finally having this moment?
Yeah. And I think it, in some weird way, like I remember thinking like, this is my WrestleMania. Like this felt like WrestleMania, especially the second that they panned out and you see everybody in the arena and then just little me. I was like, holy shit. Like I never thought I'd have this amount of people like really invested and cheering and screaming for me. Like, because again, it went from being manager to wrestler, but heel wrestler. So people weren't supposed to like me for 7 years. And then all of a sudden it was just like, bam, you know? So it just was nothing like I had experienced before, expected nothing. And again, because the match was supposed to be so short, it's funny that it wasn't by anybody else's doing but the fans that they changed it. Like the fans had the power that like those 2 nights, 1,000,000% the fans had the power because they changed everything. They changed everything for the match. They changed everything for me as a performer. Like they've changed so much that night. And I feel like they still probably have no idea like how much that night meant to me.
That crowd was wild.
To this day, I've never experienced anything like that.
The reaction you got, the reaction Bad Bunny got, like that place was shaking.
Yeah. Like physically shaking though. Like actually shaking. And I remember thinking like, he is like a god here, obviously, but that was to be expected. Like I knew that the second that I heard his entrance music hit, I was like, oh yeah, this is going to be insane. But for me, for Damien, I think it was just like
Carlito too.
Yeah. Like just, it was such a beautiful like love letter to Puerto Rico and all of its wrestlers. Like I think that's really what it was. It was like a love letter to them by the fans, you know.
SummerSlam is this weekend, and it looks like John Cena's title run is coming to an end. At least that's according to the odds at MyBookie. Cody Rhodes is the favorite over John Cena. Take a look at this. CM Punk is the odds-on favorite to beat Gunther for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Looks like we might have quite a few title changes because Lyra Valkyria is the favorite over Becky Lynch, and Jade Cargill is the favorite over the current WWE Women's Champion, Tiffany Stratton. And Randy Orton and Jelly Roll are the favorites over Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. They've got the odds up for all the SummerSlam matches at MyBookie. You can also get in on the action for baseball, UFC, boxing, really anything. They've got you covered. When you sign up, just make sure to use my code CVV because they're hooking you up with a 50% welcome bonus on that first deposit. Bet smarter, win bigger, only at MyBookie. How much do you think Puerto Rico has shaped you? How much do you think being born and raised in New York has shaped you?
So we'll get to New York, but Puerto Rico, it's interesting because I wasn't born there, but you know, they always say like, I'll be Puerto Rican even if I was born on the moon. Like you can be Puerto Rican through and through just by having it in your blood. And that is so important to us. And I think it's cool because that night it didn't matter what my hair color was, what my skin tone was, if it was like a lighter Puerto Rican, like J-Lo, if it was darker skin, like Tito Trinidad. Like it didn't matter. It didn't matter how much Spanish you spoke. It didn't matter how tall you were, nothing. It just mattered that she's one of us and we're rocking with her. And that was like the most important thing to me because, there's a lot of things that people say like, oh, you're not Puerto Rican enough. You're not Spanish enough. You're not this enough. But that night, it felt like it didn't matter because they made me matter. And it was just so funny because I think coming out of that, I was like, well, of course I still want to have, the flag with me because it just felt like such a cool thing to take with me to constantly like, I guess, represent that moment and what those fans were. I felt like they were in the flag. Like every time I came out with the flag, I felt like I was like opening it to them again. Mm-hmm. So that's why I liked continuing it. But, now that we've had like a different change, it's, I'm still trying to bring the flag, but not so outwardly, because I was supposed to come out with a motorcycle, but we haven't gotten to that part. So that's
it's going to be a motorcycle?
I wanted it there to be like, I basically, once I came back and did this whole like thing on SmackDown where it kind of like adapted this like cyberpunk kind of look, like where the motorcycle vibes, like I did like the vignette with the motorcycle and stuff. I was like, I want to come out with the motorcycle. It'll be my motorcycle. Like, it's fine. Like you guys don't have to pay for anything. Like I wanted to just be like this. And obviously there's been some complications there, but because apparently it's not easy to just get a motorcycle through an entranceway all the time. So I don't know. There's certain things that I was like, I want to do it like this, but as far as being from New York, I feel like that's why I talk the way I talk. That's why I'll never get nervous when it comes to promos, ever. Because no matter what, I always have something to say. I always have, and I think it's just being born in that area, you just have this quick tongue, like you just have to be like that, and I think it's more of like a survival thing than anything else, but yeah, like I never, that's what me and Andrade, like whenever we were doing stuff, he'd be the more chill one in the ring and I'd be the one freaking out. And then when it came to promos, I was the more chill one and he'd be the one freaking out. So it's, I think it influenced the way that I do my hair, the way I talk, the way I dress. Everything is just, different parts of me. And I feel like there's different people that influence that. Like my brother definitely has too.
There's an energy in New York. Mm-hmm. And I think growing up there, I would assume you're just seeing people all the time.
Yeah.
And that doesn't necessarily happen in other neighborhoods. You might see someone walking the dog from a distance and wave to them, but in New York, you're on top of people. And then you're riding the subway on top of people. Mm-hmm. And then you're oftentimes living in places where, an apartment building where everybody's on top of everybody.
Yeah. Or it's just my family, like everybody in the same house. Yeah.
And I think that a lot of that shapes who you are as a person.
Yeah, I think so too. And it's funny because like when people get to talk to me and hear me say certain words, like I've tried to chill the accent out. Like I've tried to, but there's certain words that I say that, my husband be like, oh, talk, really? Talk, sauce, really? Sauce, bald. And I'm like, how do you say it? Bald? Like it sounds even weirder, like I don't know. So it depends. But yeah, there's certain words that I can't really change.
But you do all kinds of accents, all kinds of voices.
Me, no.
Yes, the Australian accent's so good.
No, I just noticed that you both like live tight at the same time. It's kind of weird. You can like sat up at the same time. Giggling. Oh no.
I don't know.
It's because I spent too much time at Rhea. That's where that came from.
It's really good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's also certain words that are easier to say with an accent. Like
she pulled out a Southern accent during our interview.
Did she?
Yes. I was like, what? What did you just say?
I don't think I've ever heard her do that.
Oh, it was fantastic.
Oh, God.
I'll have to show you after.
Is it more like North Carolina Southern or is it like a Tennessee kind of Southern?
I don't know, maybe a Carolina.
Okay.
I don't know. I didn't grow up in the U.S.
Well, I mean, like you compare like Jeff Hardy's accent, right? Like,
oh, yeah.
He's more like, I'm from Cameron, North Carolina, Cary.
Can you do them all? Can you do all the accents?
What
else you got?
I don't know. They just kind of come out. So
you got do you have a real Southern accent?
Well, sometimes I can be from Nashville, Tennessee, and you can talk like that. Or you can be more, like I said, from Cary, where he's more deeper, but he talks like this. He's like, I've been in New York. What's that building called with the point on top? It's really cool. I like that. you know? Or sometimes it's like, you know, let's see. I don't know, brah. I'm Liv Morgan, brah. You know, like she has like
Just pull out a Liv Morgan impression.
I'm telling you, like I have to listen to people talk for a while and eventually I'll pick up little isms.
Can you do an impression of your husband? He has a very distinct accent.
I don't think I can. Even if I did, I don't know if I could. Like without, I don't know. I don't know. He's difficult. He just did an impression of me yesterday. That was the funniest thing ever. Because I didn't know that I do this, but he's like, we laughed about it for like 10 minutes. He's like, you do this thing where you'll go like, so I was thinking. And he's like, it's like this weird, you're like a weird magician where you're just like this. And I'm like,
like Doctor Strange opening up the portal.
I guess. And I'm like, I don't even know that I do that, but yeah, apparently I do.
You prank called Dominik Mysterio with this kid voice.
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
I don't know. So that one, okay. Not that I like to compare myself to Nicki Minaj in this way, but also when Nicki Minaj is talking, she always sounds like she's really bored. You ever like hear her talking like this? It's very boring. Like but like she's bored because she's the queen. So most people can never understand what she goes through, but that's how she talks. And it's a queen's thing. Like she has a certain way of talking where she like sounds bored, you know? But like little personalities will start to come out. That's how she had Roman for a while. And she talked, you know, with her accent there, or Roman's mother, you know, and she had an accent for that. I think like these little personalities are just in there somewhere and they just pop out at random moments. And that was one of them. So
you just had this kid voice in there?
Yeah. I think he was a mixture of like Chucky from Rugrats, because he has like a nasally hobby, you know, like kind of, you know, little nasally voice, and then a little bit of like Tommy Pickles mixed together.
Did Dom know what was going on?
I don't know what Dom knew, honestly, because even Ray was like, of course he stayed on the phone. Of course he stayed on the phone. So yeah, I don't know. I think he was more confused than anything else, which is why he entertained it. But yeah, and the best thing was that I didn't realize it was going to go as viral as it did. And so work that next Friday or whatever Monday it was was so weird because everybody knew about it. Like the writers knew about it, like TR knew about it, like everybody thought it was hysterical. And I'm like, oh my God, I hope that they don't make this a part of my gimmick now, because that would really suck, because I can't really do that on call. It just happens. I don't know. Like, especially Harold. Like his name is Harold. He's a little boy.
I lost it when you said his name was Harold. Yeah. Who's naming their kid Harold?
I know. It was just, I don't know. It just came out. But yeah, it's weird. But I told him, I was like, no, Zach, I can't just like pull him out. Like he's very specific and he only comes out when he wants to.
It's so good.
Thank you. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. But then I prank called Kofi, and it's funny because even Kevin Owens was like, prank me next. And I was like, I don't know what I would do. I don't know like it just happens, you know? Or something like I was on Twitch and I was telling my chat to just say stuff so that I will just read it and say it, you know? So that's like the cheese blanket pizzas and stuff. Like that's where that came from, is because someone on the chat was like, oh, say this. So yeah, that. And then Kofi was the old man that needed Viagra. His name was Gerald. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, but I kept changing his last name and I wanted to see if Kofi was going to pick up on it, and he did. He was like, sarcophagus, like a tomb. Yeah.
You've always been into performing. Like this is something since you were a kid, right? Mm-hmm. What was it that you wanted to be when you were a little girl?
A wrestler. Yeah,
but at what age?
Like 4 years old.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But that's also because my family were huge wrestling fans. Like my uncle was a wrestler in Puerto Rico, like, uncle being my grandmother's brother, so my great uncle. But he was a wrestler in Puerto Rico. And
he wrestled Bruno Sammartino.
He did. Yeah. And he broke his nose. So that was my uncle's last match. So that's a pretty cool thing. I was like, yeah, if you're going to stop at any point, I mean, that's when I would too. But he was a wrestler, like all my other, like my dad, my brother, like everybody loved wrestling. My aunts, like everybody. So they would go and like make huge Just Bring It signs for The Rock at like MSG. Like we were so into it. So from little, I wanted to do it.
Who were your early inspirations?
So definitely, but so different people for different reasons. Okay. I loved Lita. Like Lita was like everything to me. And I think because I also was such a tomboy, And I wanted to do what the guys can do. And I love red hair. So it was just like, she was perfect.
I feel like we see Alita Hurricane Rana.
Yeah, that's where it came from. I mean, realistically, that and the moonsault, I only did it because of her. Yeah. Like I was like, I want to do this as like a little like dedication to her, because realistically, without her and Rey Mysterio, I don't know if I would be where I am.
Wow.
Because they influenced me that much. So I remember seeing Rey, it was Rey and Eddie at Halloween Havoc 97. And I was like, I'm going to do this.
What a match.
That was the one where I was like, he's small like me. Like if he can do it, like why can't I do this? So that was the day. It was like right after that match. I remember telling my dad, I was like, yeah, I'm going to be a wrestler. Yeah. And he's like, oh, okay, yeah, cool. Like, you know, he kind of supported anything I was like thinking of that week, but I don't think that my family knew that it was like serious.
And your cousin is Amazing Red. So
Yeah.
like that ties it all together here. Like it just seems to be in your blood.
It is. And I don't know. I think too, like I loved like The Rock, of course, because when you look at like my promo style and his promo style, it's kind of, it's comedy, but it's witty, but it's also like, you know that he means it when he needs to. So that's kind of where I got my promo inspiration from, as far as like how I cut promos and stuff. But that's the style of it. As far as like what's in it, the substance is all me.
Did Red get you into training? Has Red what got you? Oh,
Well, in New York, you're not supposed to start training until you're 18. It's like, it's law, like you can't, right? But I was very eager and I was like, I want to do this like now. I'm 17, like I want to do this now. And he's like, legally, like I can't, like we have to just wait and whatever. And then I was like, okay, yeah, fine, whatever. And then I found some like seminar in Long Island, and they didn't really ask for my license or anything. So I just went in and I took the seminar, and he's like, so I heard you were at some seminar today. I'm like, no, what do you mean? And he's like, well, you see, I know everyone. So they kind of told me, yeah, your cousin's here. And he was like, let's not do that. Now, if you're going to do it anyway, and behind my back, let's just do it safely. So yeah, that's how that started. But yeah, it was a seminar that I had found in Long Island at VPW. And yeah, they didn't really ask me for my license. And they were like because it was a TJ Perkins seminar. And he was like, okay, everybody's going to start bumping and stuff like that. And the guy who was in charge of it, he's like, wait. Like, she hasn't even taken a first bump yet. Like, she doesn't know what she's doing. She's like, new. And he was like, oh, okay. So yeah, it kind of was just like a weird start, but yeah.
How did Red give you Code Red?
So let's just say when it comes to me being a smaller wrestler, especially the smaller female wrestler, there's not a whole lot of moves that I can do when it's like looking effective. I can't really lift many people, you know? So I was like, I need a move that I can do to anybody at any time, whatever. And I loved the Code Red. It was
I love the Code Red.
Yeah, it was like the Code Red and the Red Eye, like the basement Rana, the spike Rana. Those are like the two that I really, really loved that he did. And he was like, okay, you can have them both. But you know, you don't have to do like he does like his like thing before he does it. It's like, you don't have to do that. But it's mine, but it is now yours. Like, we're blood. You can absolutely do it. So yeah, and it started off as me kind of like waiting because I knew Alexa was doing it, and I was like, let me just start off with Red Eye and just do like that's what I did in NXT to like Drew to Alistair, who else? Johnny, forget who else, but yeah, that's how that started.
I remember seeing Amazing Red hit Code Red for the first time in TNA, and I was like, what? What was that thing?
Yeah. Well, he also did it with like, it was like down, up.
Yeah, like a pendulum.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not everybody can like base for that. So it's easier to just do the quick one.
You can hit it on anyone now.
Yeah.
Like that's what's so cool. And it's just so devastating.
Yeah. Well, especially the top rope one. Like when Piper took it, I was like, okay, here we go. Like, we'll see how this goes. But yeah, that was the first time that happened with her and I. Like, she took the Code Red from me for the Queen of the Ring, but since then, that was years and years ago. So it was kind of just like, all right, we're just going to do it and see what happens. So
first ever Queen of the Ring.
That is a thing.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah, that's where the weird Australian British kind of accent kind of started. So yeah, and that's because Vince asked me, he's like, can you do an accent? And I was like, I can do a really bad one. And he's like, that's even better. Do that. Do that. And I'm like, all right, cool. So yeah, that's how it started. It wasn't necessarily, I did talk to Booker T like right before I won it. And I was like, hey, are you cool with me doing an accent if I end up doing this? And he was like, yeah, like for sure. He's like, but make sure like you make it, like I was talking to him and Charmel. And I was like, he's like, make sure you make it yours, but whatever feels like natural to you. He's like, just amplify that. And, you know, so it was cool to get to talk to them right before it happened, because for me, he's my favorite. Like King Booker was like my favorite.
He owned being King of the Ring.
1,000,000%.
He like King Booker was such a good version of him. Yes. And then he had a queen. Like there's only a handful of people who did King of the Ring right.
Yeah.
And he is at the top of that list.
1,000,000%.
Yeah.
1,000,000%. But like that's also why I wanted to talk to him, because I was like, I don't want to copy it, obviously, but I still want to find a way to make it mine. Like, how did you do that? So it was just kind of digging into his brain a little bit to see how I can make mine the craziness that she was. But I also know that I feel like there's something in that crown, you know, like because anytime and you'll, I don't know if there's the moment you see it happen, but when we did what's that? What was that show that we did? The Bump. And we did an episode where it was like right before Queen of the Ring, like the second one. And, you know, they let me put the crown back on, or put a crown back on. And the second I did, the accent came back and everything just kind of came right back. So I was like, shit, maybe there's something in the crown. I don't know. It
looked like you were a little surprised when the pyro went off when you won Queen of the Ring.
Yeah, because Zelina Vega getting pyro, hello, weird.
They didn't tell you? They didn't tell you this was going to happen?
No. It was literally like, go up there, put the cape on, which I did not get to do successfully. Put the cape on, put the crown on, sit down, and like, you know, wave and shit. And I was like, okay, cool. All right. But it wasn't like, I took my time with that, because I was like, I don't know how long this is going to last. I don't know where we're going with it, but I'm going to, and I heard the camera guy going like, hurry up, go. And I was like, no, So yeah. And funny enough, like, there was supposed to be like a whole different, meaner, like crazier version of Queen Zelina if I got to come back that way, the way I wanted to after my surgery. Like I had a whole thing planned out. I did like, I filmed some stuff back home, and, you know, just to kind of show them like where we can go with it. But then they're like, we love this, but we're going to just take it with, you know, put you at Legado and go that way. But I was like, oh shit. I really wanted to do this. Like, hopefully there's another time where it can, or even pieces of her can come out. But it was going to be a really, really evil version of Queen Zelina. Yeah.
Going back to training, you had quite a path to get to WWE. Was there any point along that journey where you didn't think it was going to happen?
Yeah. I also thought, like, I don't even know if it was that I didn't think it was going to happen, but I think I wasn't sure if it was going to happen, but I knew I wasn't willing to completely give up, even though I know I said it. It's like one of those things that you say and you're like, all right, no, actually I'm not. Like, you know, deep down in your heart, like there's just something that you, no matter how much you hate it, no matter how much, you're always going to go back to it. And I just remember when it came to, there was like a audition that I did that everything was going great with it. Like I got accepted for it. It was like, we were doing the fittings, like everything's going great. And then they switched it last minute. Let's just say from a female villain to a male villain. So they had to go that route completely. And I was so destroyed from that. And then at my tryout from WWE that month, they also said no. And I was like, and I remember just texting Dwayne, like, I think I'm done with this. Like, I can't do this anymore. Like, it's just no after no after no. So like, I just don't see it happen. It was like 8 tryouts with WWE, like 8. It's like every year I had a tryout and they said no until that point. So it was like, they hadn't seen me in my element though. Like it was like, okay, do a bunch of rolls, hit the ropes and like do all this stuff. But they didn't get to see me cutting a promo in front of the crowd, like controlling a crowd, like going and having a match in front of a crowd. And once they did, that's when that call came.
Quick time out from this episode, and a huge shout out to NordVPN for sponsoring this episode and for keeping me safe when I'm spending time online. Wi-Fi networks, especially free public Wi-Fi, can be compromised by criminals who are going in there and trying to steal your data. But that's not the case when you have NordVPN. And it's incredibly easy to use, whether it's on your phone, your laptop, your tablet, or whatever you're using to access the internet. And it is lightning fast. In fact, it is the fastest VPN on the planet. And one of the best things about NordVPN is you can change your virtual location with just one click, so you can access content that's not available where you live. For example, the OG WWE network is still available if you change your virtual location to a place where it still does exist. Head to nordvpn.com/CVV to take advantage of this exclusive deal that's going on right now. Check out those prices, plus 4 extra months, and NordVPN has a 30-day money-back guarantee, so if you realize this isn't for you, no problem. They've got you covered. Go to nordvpn.com/CVV today. So when did it change? When did WWE start to see you in a different light?
When they saw me as AJ Lee.
So fighting with my family changed your career.
1,000,000%.
And how did you get cast as AJ Lee?
That was a Dwayne thing too. That same text, he was like, don't do anything crazy. Like, I've been working on something, give me a few days.
So he was already someone that you could bounce ideas off of at this point?
Yeah.
Where did that start?
So that was, do you remember I believe it was Raw, when Rusev and Lana were doing something with him in the ring?
Yes.
So it was in Brooklyn. That was also one of the days that I was doing like tryout stuff. And I was talking to Kofi actually, like right outside Gorilla, because they're like, extras could be, right outside Gorilla or in catering. So I was talking to Kofi because I knew the next day I was going to have a tryout. So I was like, how can I make this match different? How can I make this stand out? So we're having this conversation. Dwayne's done doing his thing and he comes back out and he passes me and he looks at me and he's like obviously he's looking down. So I froze at first, but like, when someone like that is looking at you, like the first thing you should do is just like, hi, I'm blah, blah, blah. And so I did. And he was like, oh, is that your real name? I'm like, yeah. He's like, Thea what? And I was like, Thea Trinidad. And he was like, that's a really cool name, actually. My name's just Dwayne Johnson. It's kind of boring. I'm like, yeah, no shit. I mean, yes, dear Dwayne Johnson. Yes. This is really awkward. Like, sorry. I didn't know what to say. And he kind of just laughed and then he like kind of walked away. And then he turned back to me and he went like this. And I was like, oh shit, I think I'm in trouble. And then Kofi's like, just go talk to him. I was like, I don't know what to say. What am I going to say? Like, don't know. And he's like, just go there because he's going to do this for a long time. Just go. So I went over and he was like, you look like you have something important to tell me. And I was like, okay, actually, yes, I do. But I had been waiting to tell him this for God knows how long because I had seen him at other tryouts prior, but I never had the balls to just go up to him and say anything to him.
Yeah.
And so very short version of what I said was just, you were my dad's favorite wrestler. Like my dad passed away on 9/11, but I have all these amazing memories with him going to MSG and sharing these memories with him because of you, because he loved you so much. And because we got to go to events and watch you together. Like I have all these amazing memories and it's because of you. So thank you. And he was like, holy shit, that's not actually what I thought you were going to say at all. And he just hugged me and it just felt like what was probably like a 2-second hug felt like a 20-second hug. Like it felt like nobody else was in the room with us. It was just us. And he was like, thank you so much for telling me that. And yeah, we just became friends after that.
And then one day you get a text from him that says, hey, we're making this movie about Paige's life?
No, it was, we kept in touch a lot. Like, I would talk to him about random things. Like even when I was in Japan, I was like, I got this thing and I got this bat and I did this move. So we talked a lot.
And by the way, that's pretty cool that one interaction of Rock seeing that you had something to tell him.
Yeah, but he had no idea what it was.
Right, and then you tell him this beautiful story.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that connects you guys. It's amazing. And I'm such a big believer that like, things happen in life for a specific reason at a specific time.
Absolutely. And I think too, like it became even cooler because he ended up messaging me and said like, he's like, I heard what you said that your dad's name was. So I went and I looked him up and I saw like all these stories about him and like how he did love wrestling. He's like, so it made it like even cooler for me to see that.
Wow.
And I was like, holy shit, like that's crazy. And I remember just having this moment and I was like, Dad, The Rock knows your name. Like, that's so cool. You know? So like, it was cool for me, but it was also like another fulfillment, like a full circle moment almost, you know? So then I want to say, God, was this? Yeah, this was after fighting with my family, but I became friends with Simone, his daughter. And probably 2 years after I met her, I get a FaceTime call from her. And she's like, hey, guess where we're at? And I kind of see that he's like avoiding the camera because he looks like he's kind of like emotional. And I was like, where are you? And she flips the phone and they're both visiting my dad at the 9/11 memorial. And they're both by his name. And I was like, holy shit, that is insane. Like, of course I got emotional about it. But then I also was like, Dad, this is really cool. Like, The Rock just went to go see you. Like, that's fucking crazy. Like, that's your favorite wrestler. Like, I had this crazy moment of like, if he was here, he'd be so freaked out, like in the best of ways, you know? So yeah, it's just like I've had, especially when it comes to Dwayne specifically, like he has no idea how much I love him and how much I like have all these crazy connections wrestling wise to my dad because of him. So it's cool to have some piece of him no matter what, you know?
I bet your dad is so proud of you.
You know, and to be fair, I feel like he would have been, even if I was a vet, you know, but I also think that he knew how stubborn I was and how dedicated and driven I could be. So I think he would be.
What, like we talk about emotional moments, winning the United States Championship, that moment coming out of Backlash. When you brought that United States Championship to the 9/11 memorial, what emotions did you have there?
I think another, again, fulfillment kind of moment, but it made it kind of in some way. And I was telling my mom this, I was like, it feels even more real that he's not here. Like, it's just like another thing that shows you like, no matter what, like mentally you could freeze yourself in time. Cause if I look at this from like a psychologist, if they were trying to examine my brain and it was like, okay, I think you froze in time in certain parts of you as a 10-year-old, you know, before it happened. So it's also why if I have anxiety, I have to listen to the Pokemon Center music. Like there's certain things that I have to do. And it's just because I loved Pokemon so much, like even now, but back then.
And it just like centers you?
Yeah. Huh. Yeah. And it's that version though. It's like Pokemon Silver, like hearing the Pokemon Center music. Once I hear that, I kind of can calm down. And same thing with this. It's like there's certain things that will tie me to him. And like even after 9/11, right? Like I used to go with him every weekend. Like my mom would have me during the week and he would take us on the weekends. And even after it happened, I still packed my bags and got ready week after week thinking that we were just going to continue. And eventually it took me a while to realize that it wasn't happening like that. But my mom didn't really know what to do because it wasn't a normal situation and it wasn't a normal thing. So I think with this, it was like another thing in my brain that was like, okay, you can let this part go now. Like it's okay.
And there's another layer of it of like, this is something that obviously affected your family, but it also affected the entire country.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like, there's this layer of like, it's a personal thing, but it's also like, it's bigger than that. It's like, I don't know, like this directly affected you in such a profound way.
Yeah. But I also think like that's something that people don't realize is like, especially now, because it's been 20 some years and, you know, people can just talk about it like it's nothing online, or they can talk about it like, you know, oh, share videos or share pictures or whatever. But you never expect it. Like if I lost my dad to like a heart attack or cancer or something that was just my family knew about, I can deal with it in my own way.
Yeah.
But because it happened on such a global scale, I have to deal with it and not know when I have to deal with it. Randomly, I'll see it on the news. Randomly, I'll see it in a movie. Like there's been times where Tommy and I will go and see a movie and all of a sudden they'll be playing that. like part of the movie was watching that happen. And he'll be like, oh shit, it's okay. We gotta go. We gotta do, but I'm like, it's okay. Like I have my own ways of dealing with it. But, it's even on Twitter, you'll see it randomly and like, they'll just be playing certain things that I'll just become a 10-year-old again. And I remember watching it because I was home watching it happen. So you kind of get in that mindset again of like reliving that moment and like reopening that wound every time. And you don't know when it's going to happen. And I think that's the shitty part of it.
So this friendship with The Rock, how does that turn into, I've got this role for you?
So he knew for a while that I wanted to do acting because I was doing acting before I started wrestling because I thought that's what you had to do. Like I loved like any kind of backstage or vignettes or in-ring promos. I loved that. And he was like the godfather of it. So he knew that I wanted to do acting also. And I remember one time he was like, are you sure you want to do wrestling? Because I just feel like acting is like right there for you. Like it's just, it's the look. I've seen what you can do. Like I showed him reels and stuff. So he's like, are you sure? And I'm like, I'm 100% sure. Like wrestling first and foremost, but I'd love to do acting at some point too. And he was like, okay. And then eventually he's like, I have the perfect to blend, like the blending of the worlds for you right now. And I was like, okay. And mind you, so this came after I had already said, like, I don't want to do anything entertainment business anymore. Like, I'm fucking over it, blah, blah, blah. He's like, give me a few days. So he calls me and he's like, yeah, I got this thing. And the funny thing is, I don't remember exactly how the conversation went because I remember like feeling like a sinking feeling the more he talks. Because I was like, oh my God, I feel like something big is coming and I don't know what it is yet. And then he's like, so we're doing this movie. It's a documentary that they had on Paige's life and her family. And basically we're doing the movie, but we're continuing it and kind of, replaying this whole thing out with Paige and AJ Lee and how she won the championship and whatever, because I was the one who told her about it that day. And I need you to be my Divas champion. And I was like, what? Like, what? He's like, this is usually where people are like super happy and say thank you so much. And I'm like, wait, I didn't even hear what you're saying right, like correctly. Can you repeat what you just said? Because it sounds like you offered me a role just now, but I'm not 100% that's what you said. And he's like, yes. He's like, you don't even have to audition for it. I already know that you can do it. Like, you're going to be my Divas champion. And I was like, holy shit. So yeah. And then I remember just studying AJ's voice to exhaustion because I was like, I know I can't wear like the outfit that she obviously was iconic for.
Why was that?
Because this wasn't like a movie for wrestling. It wasn't just, or at least it wasn't just a movie for wrestling fans. Like they wanted it to be a movie that everybody can understand. Because like you can't really explain to, I don't know, Bob at the bank, like that he knows like this is the good guy, this is the bad guy, because they both look kind of alternative and kind of similar. So it's like, wait, but who's who then? For them, they were just like, this one looks bad, she has the championship, she's mean. This one looks this way and she's nice and she's blah, blah, blah. So they wanted to have like a distinct different look. But you still get the idea of who I am from the skipping, from the voice, which people thought I was doing a voiceover. I wasn't. Like,
do you still know the promo?
$295. For 295 days, I have been your Divas champion. Like, yeah,
and that's good.
Like, it's the way that she moves her face and the way that she kind of dips into like a deeper tone sometimes. And like, I had to study how she did that and how she moved like this and, just little things. But,
so how did that movie open up WWE's eyes to what you were capable of?
Well, that was funny because I knew that when I saw everybody in Gorilla and I saw like, Triple H there, I saw Stephanie there, X-Pac was there. And he told me afterwards, he was like, when you were doing the promo, like everybody in Gorilla was like, oh, wow, she's really good. And so I went to Stephanie and I was just like, she's really good, right? And she was like, yeah. And he's like, you guys should hire her. Like he was always like an advocate for me. Like he was really, really cool. And they're like, yeah, okay. Like, but he's like, I thought it was so cool that they all were silent in Gorilla, just watching you, and it became that. Like I got a call from William Regal. No, yeah, I got another call from William Regal after the movie had already wrapped. And he was like, mind you, this was the second call because the first one happened right before Dwayne called me. And he was like, hey, do you speak Spanish? And right as I was about to answer, he was like, actually, I don't think it matters. I'll call you back. And he hung up. So I didn't even get to say anything. And I was like, okay, all right, cool. And then afterwards, he was like, okay, we have this idea. Would you come to the Performance Center and just like cut this promo with Andrade? He's one of our blah, 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 blah. I was like, oh, I know who he is. And they're like, okay, great. So just pretend that you've known him since, Jump Street and, like just put him over and talk about this. So I got maybe like half of what they were talking about. And I was like, okay, cool. So I just walked in a promo class and just sat down with him and just was a complete jerk. I guess is like the nicer word for what I was gonna say, like a total bitch, but like in a good way, like putting him over and just whatever. And they're like, okay, we like this. Okay. And then I did one in the ring, I think against Drew. And then Hunter was like, oh yeah, this is gonna work. And then that's just,
But if the dream's to be a wrestler and they're telling you to be a manager, is there a part of it where you're like, but I can do more?
Yeah. Oh yeah. But I knew that was gonna come. Like I had some weird feeling that it was going to come regardless. And I knew that what Hunter wanted from me was, he's like, I know you want to be a wrestler. He's like, but right now I need you to help me raise his stock. Like, this is what we're trying to do right now. Like, this is your way in. What happens from here on out is up to you. So I was like, okay, challenge accepted.
And the ability to cut promos week in and week out. I mean, that's not something that everybody gets to do.
That's something I'm trying to do now. It's something that I'm hoping I get to do again.
Yeah, where's Zelina's promos?
Yeah, like at least like now, let's just say it's built up so much to the point where if I talk to anybody, their ancestors are going to feel it. Like that is how, like, that is how like ready I am to get out any kind of like frustrations. And it doesn't even matter who it is. Like I have a promo in my head for literally everybody. It's one of those things where I'm like, bite your tongue, because I'm like, you don't want to get in trouble again. But yeah.
What's your favorite promo you've cut so far?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know. Ooh, the one against Liv.
Oh, that was so good.
The one against Liv and Dom. That one was really
Dirty
funny.
D, sloppy seconds.
Yeah, guess what? None of that was planned.
Wow.
None of it. Like I knew the gist of it. And what's cool is like Hunter knew, like he was like, I dealt with you in NXT. Here's a skeleton. Go do your thing. And I was like, okay, cool. So it was like he knew like, okay, cuffs are off, but like she knows where the line is.
You walked right up to that line.
I was like, ooh. Mess with it a little bit. But I also didn't realize that the Dirty D part was going to come out the way it came out. It came out kind of bad. And that's why I quickly tried to like, once I heard the crowd going, oh, I was like, and what else?
And this other thing. Yeah.
Yeah. That's literally how I was. I was like, oh shit, you just made a whole dick joke on TV. Like that's really bad. Like, and not even a normal dick joke is a dirty dick joke. Like you need to chill. Like, so it was one of those. Yeah.
I found an old version of your website.
What website? Which one? The Theatre Internet one?
Yes.
Oh, Lord.
There's some fun facts about you on there.
Oh, God. It depends. Some of that was real. Some of it wasn't.
Your whole bio is very interesting.
Oh,
I know you were a Zumba instructor.
Yeah.
You still got some Zumba moves?
Maybe. I don't know. It's, you know what? It's been forever, but I feel like some of that just is still in there. Like I still love belly dancing. That probably more than anything else. I still really love to do.
There's videos online of you Zumba dancing, like leading Zumba classes.
Is there?
And look, they're in this clip right now.
Oh no, I delete it. I don't remember it, but I kind of remember a little bit. Maybe I don't know.
You had a whole section of like fun facts. So there was like your favorite number. Is it still 27?
Yeah.
Okay. Why 27?
It's my birthday number.
Love that.
December 27th.
You had a dog named Cody.
I did, yes. And I had another one named Kovu. So that's funny that I didn't realize where I was like, where did that website stop updating?
Yeah. When would that have been? Like 2011-ish, I think maybe this was?
Yeah.
2012?
Yeah. And then I got Kovu at 2014, maybe? Yeah.
Favorite color is red?
Still. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It was just so interesting seeing like that slice of your life. It's almost like I felt like I had opened up a time capsule.
You know what? That's probably the best way to describe that. Yeah.
Because it was describing a lot of like the stuff you had done in Impact.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, you had just done a fitness competition, I think, recently.
Yeah. That was a thing. I think I placed like 10 out of 30 something.
That's exactly what it said.
Yeah.
It was 10th out of 38, I think.
Something like that. Yeah.
But it was just, I could tell through reading that though, that you were hungry for more.
Oh my God. I was starving. Like it was one of those things. Like I needed something else. And I wish I knew about Twitch back then. Like I wish Twitch was a thing back then because I would have probably one of the biggest ones by now. Because
that's been a huge outlet for you.
Mm-hmm. I think I'm going back to it now, but like there was a time where I kind of just needed to take off from everything. And that it included that just because like I needed a break.
Seems like you're like hungry for more now too. Like isn't that a rock quote? It's like stay hungry. Like
yeah.
Always hungry, never satisfied, or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Always be the hardest worker in the room, even if you're the only person in that room. But yeah, it's funny because like I do still like there's so many times where I've had to like hear his voice in my head going like fine, I'll get up, or fine, I'll do this, or like whatever, because I'm like I know he's an alien, but you know, because there's no way a person can operate on like 2 to 4 hours of sleep like that, look the way he does, work as hard as he does, be as good as he is. I'm like, where did they make you? In what laboratory? Because I need to know.
Yeah.
You know, so.
And it's just that like his discipline is on another level. Mm-hmm. That's what it comes down to. But for you guys to do this at the level that you're doing it at, your discipline has to be dialed in.
Yeah. But I think there's discipline and then there's like his discipline. It's like, but yeah. And it's still to this day, just like another form of like inspiration to me, because no matter what, I'm like, okay, he's juggling all of this and he's a dad and he's still doing wrestling and he's still acting at the highest level. Like
the great thing about acting is you can do this till you're 120.
That is also true, especially if it's for voice acting. So that's also another piece of it. But I mean, like, even just from doing, you know, Street Fighter, like if I look at, like, I think Tommy Dreamer was the one to kind of lay it out to me recently. He was like, from, you know, first ever Queen of the Ring to tag champion to, you know, United States champion to getting to announce that you were in a video game, cosplaying as the character, announcing it at the Royal Rumble. Like no one's ever done that before. To just like all those, like even like I said, voice acting in Street Fighter, like that's a freaking goal since I was a kid, but I didn't think it was going to happen. Like I didn't know for sure. So for me, it's nice that the things that I used to get bullied for as a kid is the stuff that's like really cool to people now, all of a sudden. But yeah, it's cool that I get to like live out that dream, but also take the 8 to 10-year-old me along with me. So I think that's really cool. And I'm such a big like advocate for people who like, whether it's gaming or anime, just things that you would, you know, get looked down on when you were younger. And now it's like something that you get to proudly, you know, represent. And like, I love that I can do that. Like, you know, you think anime, you think me, you know, or like the New Day, you know, and what's cool is now is like a lot of people are getting more comfortable with it too. Like Rhea was Vegeta, you know, for WrestleMania. And Jade just did a really dope Storm, you know, cosplay. Well, technically it wasn't a cosplay, but you know, whatever. She looked like Storm, you know? So it's like, it's so cool to see different people embracing that like nerd part of themselves.
Yeah. And it's cool that like, you don't have to be ashamed about it.
At least not anymore. You're not going to get shoved in lockers anymore like I did. So there's that.
You got shoved in lockers for liking anime?
Yeah. Especially like, because we had bigger, kind of like wider lockers too. And I had like the Hardy Boys on there and like, you know, Rey Mysterio. And I had all like my wrestlers along with like all of my favorite Pokemon on the side. And yeah, people would like bully me for that. So there's that. But it's cool. Like if you like anime and like authentically like it, not just liking it for the sake of it's cool now. I love that for you. I love that you can like put it out there in a way that people can embrace it now. But also like it's kind of satisfying because even when, you know, you see people that you went to school with that were, you know, assholes to you, and then now they're like, oh my God, like we knew you could do it. It's so amazing. Like you're so amazing. Like, you know, everyone knows what that feels like on some level. It's that over and over again. So it's like a cool little like new phone, who dis kind of feeling, you know? So yeah.
New phone, who dis?
But you know what I'm talking about. Like it's
But it's also the idea of you're proving yourself right. As much as you're proving the haters wrong or the naysayers wrong, you're proving to yourself that you could do this thing all along that you knew you could.
Yeah. Actually, the girl who does my hair, her name is Kendra. She's like one of my close friends. And she said to me, she's like, I love your name. And I'm like, it's funny because I hated my name growing up because it wasn't like a normal name. I wanted my name to be like Michelle or something, you know? And she's like, yeah, but I hate that people created an environment where like different was looked at as a bad thing. She's like, because now look, amongst the Michelles and the Jessicas and all that, the Thea is the one that stood out. And now Thea is who's going and doing all these amazing things. And then you look back on Facebook and Michelle's got like 4 kids and hates, you know, her husband. And you know what I mean? Like that.
Poor Michelle.
Whoever that bitch is, I'm so sorry. Like,
peaked in high school. She peaked in high school.
That's it. Yeah. And, you know, I was just, I mean, I'm still the same height, but like, you know, it's just funny because I definitely didn't peak in high school. Like I was such a weird, nerdy, like I got along with people, but I didn't have like, I was the consolation prize friend. I was friend C that if A and B were busy, they'd go to C. Mm-hmm. So it's nice to just go like, you know, fuck you. Yeah. You know?
And not anymore.
No, because now my friends are my husband and my cat.
All those people now are saying, that girl on TV? Yeah, we were really good friends in high school.
Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, choke your... like, but no. But I'm one of those people that I'm okay with, like, I hate to say, like, I don't say being aggressive, but I'm one of those people that I'm okay with just letting people know. Like, I have no problem telling you about yourself. Like, I have no problem. Like, if I ran into somebody that I went to school with and they try to pull that shit, I easily be like, no, actually, your mom was a thunder. So what happened was, you know, like, I have to bleep that part out. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I have no problem with that. Like, I will definitely tell you about yourself. Like, I don't put on for anybody. And I think that's also like, I had a conversation with Paul Heyman about that. And he's like, it's the New Yorker in us. It just, you can't be fake. Like, that's why I say, like, I don't have a whole lot of friends because I have like bootlegs from Jamaica Ave, like so much realer than all these bitches because I can't.
Is it also compensating for the fact that people may look at you at your height and think a certain thing about you and you have to like be like, no, actually,
yeah,
here's who I am.
Here's my here's my very tall boots. I have 8-inch boots. To check them out. Like, you know, I always call this my New York flop. But yeah.
You had the Hardy Boys in your locker in high school, and then didn't you train with them too? Like, what a full circle moment that is.
Dude, I have so many weird circle moments that you would not expect. And like even Trish, like I loved to hate Trish growing up. I was so nervous when I first met her. Like she is, God bless her, she's a sweetheart. I literally, the first thing I said to her was like, oh my God, I hated you growing up. And she was like, oh, thank you so much. And I'm like, what interaction is this? Like, what is happening? But I was like so nervous to meet her. My hair was like, you know, on my shoulders and I was sweating profusely trying to talk to her. I was like, yeah, it's like, you're so cool. Is it hot in here? Like, is it just me? And she's like, it's fine. But like, you know, like when I wear my hair on my shoulders too, like it's almost like a scarf. So like, I understand. I'm like, yeah, that she's fucking lying. But like, she's being nice right now. Like, I appreciate that, you know? So like, she was always so cool to me, but like, it's funny because there's certain things and I always call it the Trish face, but like there's certain ways that if I hold my face a certain way and smile a certain way, people said that her and I look alike. And when you
I could see that. Yeah. Show me.
I'll show you a picture, but like we took a picture together when I have like a blondish, brownish hair like she did. And we had the side of our face at the same time. And we took the smile picture. It was like the Trish pose, I call it. And it's a little strange. It's crazy how we do kind of look alike. And I remember Dreamer would always say like, yeah, you're like a darker version of her. Just like a lot smaller. But yeah.
Man, that's wild.
I know I have it. It's in here somewhere.
It's amazing that when you're in that world, these full circle moments are possible. I mean,
yes.
The Rock, Hardy Boys, Trish. I'm sure there's a dozen others.
Lita, that was a thing too. But yeah, I had the like biggest crush on Jeff Hardy when I was younger. It was really
I'm
strange.
sure you still do. I mean, come on. It's Jeff Hardy.
But to the point where like I hated Trish because she kissed him. Like it was like one of those. Like it was bad. So yeah, it was really.
And he's just the most charming, kindest man you could ever meet.
Yes, he really is. And he's just so gifted. And then his wife is freaking gorgeous. And they have these gorgeous kids and they're so cool. And I'm just like, man, here.
Oh, man. Yes. Wow. Is this out in the world?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
This was at like not in the world, but it's like at a signing. And like the
promoter. Have you posted this?
Yeah, I think I have. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we call each other Twinny. And that's our thing. Yeah. So, but that's my little Trisha. But then I also have this really funny picture that I know it's out there, but it cringes me out that it's out there. It's this picture of Jeff and I when I first met him when I was 15. And I had braces, so I didn't smile in the picture. But yeah, like this, you talk about full circle moments, like this, like braces, like, young me turning into, oh, here it is. Ew. Okay.
Ew.
Ew.
That's you?
Uh-huh.
Wow. What?
You put some makeup on, you put a wig on, I'm a completely different person.
That's crazy. And Jeff looks identical.
He does. Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. I know. It's really strange. I remember like meeting him and Matt at the mall at like, I think it was like, I don't even remember what mall it was, but it was on Long Island.
Is this the same day?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. How long did you have to line up to see them?
I went online twice. Yeah.
You met him twice?
Yeah.
First time wasn't good enough?
Matt was like, oh, you're back. And I was like, I didn't take the picture last time, so I'm just going to do it now. Like, because I thought an autograph would be enough, like with the first time I was on the line. And I was like, it's not enough. I just went back and he's like, oh, hi. So, yeah. And then we took that picture. And then I just so happened to find out that like years later, we had a mutual friend. And he was like, I know you're like going to school for like, edit, because I love like computer editing and stuff like that. And he was like, I'm working on this project. Like, do you want to help me out with it? And I was like, yeah, like, what is it? And he's like, it's called The Hardy Show. And I was like, sorry, what? It's called what? And he's like, it's called The Hardy Show. These two wrestlers. I said, I know what it is. How did you, and you never told me about this? And then that's how that kind of happened. So.
Man, how did the Eddie Guerrero tribute get worked into your matches?
The shimmy?
Yeah.
So initially, this was more of a Rey idea than it was mine. Like he was like, well, if we're really going to pack, because it was just for Backlash initially. It was just, oh, can you do the frog splash? And I was like, I've never actually physically tried it, and I'm afraid it's going to look more like a tadpole splash than a frog splash, so I don't know if I should do it. And he was like, okay, well, you do the Meteor anyway. So he's like, well, if you do it, maybe you should just do like the Eddie shimmy. Everyone's going to know what it is. And I was like, okay, and then after a while, it just became something I did because it felt natural to just do that. But yeah, it wasn't necessarily an idea of mine. It came from Rey.
I mean, the thing is, when anybody does it, we immediately think of Eddie.
1,000,000%. And I love that every single time. Like, it's like a cool way to, and some people are like, oh my God, like, Zelina, all she does is like pull these wrestlers in that she liked in the past, like into her shit now. Yeah. Okay. And like, so what? Like, who cares? Like, can you do that? No.
You're awesome. Thank you for finally making this happen.
Yeah. I'm so glad that we were actually like able to make it happen.
Me too.
After however long.
Yeah. We've been talking about this for months.
Yeah.
So we made it happen here in Nashville. Thank you. And as we wrap this up, I want to make sure that you're not late. I'm going to ask
Technically, we're not. I'm good for another like 7 minutes.
Okay. Well, maybe you're grateful for a lot of things. But what are 3 things that you're grateful for right now?
Ooh, I know it definitely goes beyond 3, but
we got 7 minutes.
I'll say my family, and that just my husband first and foremost, and like my mom, my grandmother, my brothers, my stepdad, like there's all of my family, aunts, uncles, everyone. I feel like if I don't say every single person, cousins, they're all going to come for me. But yeah, my family, I love them so fiercely. And like, I would not be who I am, where I am without them. My cats, which falls into my family because my cats, I have 10 cats. I don't know if my husband told you that.
No, 10.
We have 10.
Do you know all their names?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Toddy Potato, Tubby Tomato, Phoebe Peaches Purrywell, Pickles Petunia Pumpkin, Willow Walnut, Betty Weenie Beet, Blueberry. The syrup twins are Waffles and Pancake, and then we have Noodles.
And most of them have last names?
Most of them do, yeah. Yeah, imagine me going to the vet and saying, like, this was a situation. They were like, what's the cat's name? And I was like, Tubby. And she's like, last name. Sorry, that's my stomach growling. She's like, last name. And I was like, Tomato. And she's like, your last name is Tomato? And I was like, bitch, no, his last name is Tomato. Put it on the damn thing. And she was like, the cat has a last name. I was like, bitch, why are you asking questions? Just put it on the motherfucking... Yes, he does. Like, put it on the thing. So, yes, my cats. My job, obviously, because I feel like that was my whole purpose in life. Like, I genuinely felt like from the second that I was entering the world, I was meant to be a WWE superstar. Like,
you're doing it. It
just that was what I wanted since I was a kid. So definitely my job.
Dare I say you were meant to be a world champion?
Listen, that is something I absolutely still want. I absolutely still want that. And I've thought of so many different ways that it could happen, whether that's a babyface or a heel or whatever it is. But I will say this. I think genuinely, I am the sunlight that is going to dry out all of those industry plants. That is genuinely how I feel. Why? Because even if you look at NXT the other day, you had Jada talking, you had Lash talking, JC, who's not even in the match, talking, Natty, Maxine. But then you had Zelina, who is the one who would literally decimate every single person on the roster down to an ant size. Like, that's the person that you don't give a microphone to. Why? Now, cuffs are off.
Okay.
And whether it's on TV because they actually let me, or it's on social, or it's just deciding to just wreck shit because I can. We'll see what happens.
And what a way to end it. It's like a nice cliffhanger here of what's going to happen next.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, to be continued.
Yeah.
Well, thank you again.
Thank you.